Changing mixed numbers to improper fractions. In my diagram here, these bars represent chocolate bars, let's say. And I want to write how much chocolate I actually have. Well, you can see that I have 2 whole bars of chocolate, so my whole number is going to be 2. And then I have a fraction of the third bar. And to write the fraction, I have to first of all see how many equal parts the bar has been divided into. And here you can see it's been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal parts. Therefore, we're talking about fifths. So the 5 is going to be your denominator because these have been split into fifths. So to write the amount as a mixed number, that means I have to have a whole number and a fraction. So I write it as 2 wholes, because I've got 2 whole bars, and I have 4 out of 5 equal parts. So I have 2 whole bars and 4 fifths. Now this lesson, they want you to write it also as an improper fraction. Now an improper fraction means that the numerator is larger than the denominator. So the numerator here has to be larger than the denominator in order for it to be an improper fraction. Now I'm not changing the value, I'm not changing the amount, it is just a different way to show the same amount. Mixed numbers and improper fractions can be equal. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an equal fraction. So I'm going to say equals, and then I have to count how many fifths I have altogether. So how many fifths do I have altogether here? Well, here I have 5 fifths, that's the whole bar. Here I have 5 fifths, which is another 1 whole. And here I have 4 fifths. So I simply add them together. 5 add on 5 add on 4 is 14. I'll write that here. I have 14 of my fifths. There we are, and we know it's improper because the numerator is larger than the denominator. 14 fifths is the same amount as 2 wholes and 4 fifths. If we look at this picture here, this represents 2 whole bars, and then you have not fifths this time. The bar has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Please excuse the fact they're not exactly equal, they should be. So I have 2 whole bars and 3 out of 4 equal parts. Therefore I write it as 2 wholes and 3 out of 4 equal parts, which is 3/4. And they want you to write that as an improper fraction, which purely means how many quarters do I have altogether. So you have to look, first of all, you have to look at how many equal parts this bar has been divided into. 4, so we're talking about quarters. 4 is the denominator. And we want to know how many quarters do we have altogether. Well, you just have to imagine that your bars have all been split into 4 equal parts. So I'm going to do in half first. There, and this one also in 4 equal parts. And then you simply add up how many equal parts you have altogether, how many fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4 fourths is the same as 1 whole, 4 fourths is the same as 1 whole, and 3 fourths, or 3/4. Altogether then I have 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 of those quarters, and that's going to be my improper fraction. 11 quarters. Now, instead of having to draw diagrams all the time, which will take quite a lot of time, have you seen a connection here? Have you seen a pattern of what you can do each time simply to go from here to here and from there to there? If you didn't have the pictures, okay, I hope some of you have spotted it. All you have to do then here is look at the denominator, it's fifths, and say, okay, in 2 wholes, I have to have 2 times 5, which is 10 fifths. In 2 wholes, I have 10 fifths, plus 4 more. So I'm multiplying the denominator by the whole number then add the numerator. 5 times 2 is 10, add on 4 is 14, 14 fifths. Of course, you always have to check that works every time. So here I have 2 3/4. To change it to an improper, I just say, okay, I've got 2 wholes, and it's quarters we're talking about. So I do 4 times 2, which is 8, those 8. 4 times 2 is 8, add on 3 is 11. So times the denominator by the whole number, then add on the numerator. Okay, I'm going to write one last one, and let's see if you can guess it before I write the answer. Okay, what if you had 3 wholes and 2 sevenths? Right, and I want to change that to an improper fraction. Well, what I'm really asking you to do then is to tell me how many sevenths are in that amount altogether. So I'm looking at how many sevenths are there altogether. Have a quick think. Okay, I hope you've worked it out. I do 7 times 3. So I'll get on the highlighting tool again. I'm going to do 7 times 3 to decide how many sevenths are in 3 whole bars. 7 times 3 is 21. Add on the 2 sevenths that are in the bar, the fraction part. So I do 7 times 3, 21. Add on 2 is 23. So my answer, and I hope you got this right, is 23 sevenths. Thank you for watching.